Hi students, we have gathered here for understanding some basic things about English grammar. So you have taken your books with you for this proper understanding about English grammar. We are this going through lesson 1. Lesson 1 we have learned that a sentence will always begin with a capital letter and will always end with a full stop or a sign of exclamation or a sign of interrogation, like that. And a sentence will, a meaningful group of words can only be called as a sentence, that is there. And a sentence will carry verb with every sentence will carry verb. This one word sentence comes in imperative, already explained to you earlier. And later on we have found so far that sentence has got 4 kinds in it: assertive, interrogative, imperative and exclamatory sentences. We have done exercises also regarding that, these assertive sentences. But what I mean to suggest to you all, like once you got my points, you should be in a condition to answer anyone what is what in English grammar. Like, if suppose anyone asks you what is an assertive sentence, then you should tell him properly that a sentence which states facts or truths, or it makes a statement, is called an assertive sentence. It can be of two types, and that one is affirmative and the other one is negative. If suppose I have money, that is an affirmative sentence. Example of each kind you have to give very sensibly. You have to put up things. And if we add no or not in an affirmative sentence, it becomes negative. Like, I have no friends, or I have no money, like I have no car. So all sentences are negative yet assertive. So you all have come now to understand about sentence, that it has got 4 kinds in it. One is assertive, other one is interrogative, that asks questions. If suppose anyone asks you what is an interrogative sentence, you should tell them that an statement or a question. When we ask some questions, we make interrogative sentences. That a question is a sentence that asks something. It ends with a question mark. Like that, all you have to understand it properly. That these all exercises have well been taught by me. These dinosaurs D will be capital, and these all are jumble words. So I made them proper for you all to understand in my previous classes and all. But now I have to show it. This remaining exercises, all you have done. What is an imperative sentence? If suppose anyone asks you what is an imperative sentence, you should tell them then a sentence that says some order, command, or request or advice are called imperative sentences. Like that come here, go there. It is a command. Switch on the light. It is a suggestion. Inform the police or doctor. It is also a suggestion or advice. Please give me your pen. It is a request. Like sentences are imperative sentences. So all have been this explained to you earlier. Exclamatory sentences also, like what an interesting story it was. It will end with a sign of exclamation. Earlier it has all been taught well to you. Now this B and C part was not done properly. So you must take note of it. The answer part of B and C. Complete the following sentences with what and what a. Either you should place supply what or what a. Article will be there. A is an article. You have already learned that. And so B part, you have to supply what or what a. Grand idea. So later on, this in point number 2, what a will be there. What in point number 3, what a, what and what only will be there. This is completed now. Now this C part is telling that in the brackets S, Q, E, C or R to indicate whether sentence is S for statement, Q for question, and this E for exclamatory, and command or request, like that. So you have to give the names of the sentences in a abbreviation form. So R for first sentence is please. Whenever we request someone, we use word please, and it becomes imperative because since it is a request way. So you have to write here request R for request. Second one is, could you tell me the way to the station? This is a question. Starting with auxiliary or modal. So it is a question. This bold word is Q. This third one is, don't disturb the patient. It is a command or order sort of thing. So you should write command or order. O for order, like that. Fourth, Ashoka was a great emperor. It is a statement. So this fifth one is also a statement. Mount Everest is the highest peak. You all have now understood the things regarding with lesson 1. Now you have to come in lesson 2 where we are. This lesson 2 consists of the subject and predicate part. A sentence is divided into 2 parts of it. One is subject and the other one is predicate. We have already understood a few things about subjects in this previous class, but we have not gone through enough on that matter. So now today it is like a subject word will always be a noun word or a pronoun word, and it can never be other things. Like a group of words doing noun, and it will be a noun phrase, it will again be noun, or else it will be a pronoun. So you have now come to know that a subject word will always be a noun or a pronoun, stating something or becoming something or doing something with the help of verb and having some objects. It makes the sentence complete. So the verb it chooses, the subject chooses a verb. That verb shows the predicate part of the sentence, as verb is the essential part of the predicate, and when that verb takes some object, that object also comes in that predicate part. So predicate part is built up of main finite verbs and some objects, like that. We have understood that what is said about the subject is the predicate. Every sentence tells about someone or something, what they are and what they are doing, or what sentence is all about. To identify this, we divide the sentence into 2 parts, like subject and predicate. Aeroplane flies high in the air. Here subject is aeroplane, subject word. Aeroplane is a noun. So predicate flies. Aeroplane is a singular noun, so flies is a singular, made singular. That you will learn later in verb part. What are singular verbs and plural verbs? I will teach you in next class. First you should concentrate in this subject and predicate part, which is extremely essential. So here in this second sentence, wild animals live in the jungle. So here you see animals is having some attribute, wild. So subject word will always be defined with some attributes, like some definite article will be there, or some adjectives will be there to defining such nouns. That also you have to take in subject word combination. Whenever you find that a subject is modified by some adjective or some definite articles or article, you have to take that attribute with the subject word itself, then that subject part will be completed. Later on what we see, that predicate is built up of the finite verb with some objects. Like if I say I teach sentence is finished and only the subject word is I, or verb is teach. I teach sentence is complete. But when I take some object, like I teach English, that object, English as subject and object will always be a noun or pronoun. So English also is a noun here, coming as an object. To modify this, have to have that predicate part completed. So predicate part always consists of what you see, the finite verb live in the jungle. Here again you find these object words are always noun or this pronoun. So here some few statements were given for your better understanding. Now this matching has come. You have to match this. I have matched it. You need to copy it. That ostrich. This matching is jumbled, but I have made it simple. The ostrich is the bird largest of all the birds. Policeman protects our lives and property. Mount Everest, like this exercise is going on. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. My sister passed her final exam. Like you see, this predicate part is underlined here for your. I have underlined it for your understanding that you should have a proper and better understanding for anyone to make them understand what is what in English. And now here this part is this subject in an imperative sentence is it is stating that you is not stated but it is understood. Like if you say someone come here, then you tell him you come here. So you is not stated, only understood, not expressed. So in imperative sentences, this subject you pronoun word is hidden and not expressed. Never it is expressed in sentence. So you will always find verb word standing in the place of subject in imperative sentences. That you will have learned in earlier classes. Now you this subject and predicate, you have to underline those subjects. These are very easy for you all to understand that since you have known that subject word will always be a noun or pronoun. John here is a proper noun. John plays snakes and ladders. Plays is a finite verb. Finite verb we have this encircle the predicate part, and this is subject part, and this encircled part is predicate part. So the teacher asks the question. Teacher is a subject word. Noun. Teacher is a noun word. Asks a singular noun. Singular verb is there. Since the teacher subject is singular, verb will be singular. Like that you will learn in later class. But here Uncle Pal bought some sweets. Uncle Pal will be subject, and bought some sweets will come as a predicate. So five Angita and Amy went to the beach. Asif will invite his friends on his birthday. Like that, we have to make a note of it. These questions regarding lesson 1 have been put up. What is a sentence? You have to answer part is a meaningful group of words is called a sentence. And how many kinds of a sentence are there? So you have to copy it, and we are meeting next.